was once a king who was sad because he had no son. Finally, his wife had a son. The Heathers came to decide his destiny. Their decree was not a happy one.
Your sons then shall be by the crocodile, by the serpent, or by the dog.
The king was upset upon hearing this and decided to build a house that housed everything a child might want. He thought he could ensure that his son would never want to be abroad. One day the young prince saw something from the roof of the house.
What is that which follows the man coming along the road?
Your Majesty, that is a dog.
Tell my father that I want to have a dog.
When the king heard of his son's desire, he could not deny him. After many years, the prince grew restless. He went to speak with his father.
Father, why am I kept a prisoner?
Son, when you were born, the Hathors said that you would meet death by a crocodile, a serpent, or a dog. I've only tried to keep you safe from harm.
Father, though I am destined to one of these three evil fates, let me follow my desires.
All right, son, but please take great care.
The prince was given weapons and allowed to take his faithful dog as he headed north, following whatever path appealed to him. Finally, he came to the home of the chief of Neherena. The chief had only one daughter, and he had built a house with 70 windows, 70 cubits from the ground. Before the prince arrived, the chief had commanded that all the sons of the chiefs of the country of Kalu be brought. He had then issued a decree.
He who climbs and reaches my daughter's window shall win her for his wife.
When the prince arrived, he was pleased to become acquainted with some people who befriended him. He didn't want them to know of his noble background, so he made up a fictitious life to tell them.
I come from Egypt, the son of an officer of that land. After my mother died, my father took another wife, who, when she had other children, grew to hate me. Therefore, I fled from her presence, and I am a fugitive.
His new friends accepted his story and welcomed him into their lives. One day, the prince noticed some youths climbing up the chief's house. The prince asked them what they were doing, and when the youth told him, he decided to accept the challenge. The prince quickly reached the daughter's window, where she welcomed him with an embrace. A messenger told the chiefs that the youth had climbed up to his daughter's window. When the chief inquired as to who the young man was, the chief was told the young man was a fugitive from Egypt.
I'll not have my daughter marrying an Egyptian fugitive. He can return to his home.
When the chief's daughter heard, she refused to let him go.
If he is taken from me, I will neither eat nor drink, and in that hour I will die.
When the chiefs heard of her vow, she decided to send someone to slay the youth in his house. But his daughter had another threat.
If he is slain, I will die before the sun sets. If we are parted, I will live no longer.
The chief heard of her latest threat. He gave in and had his daughter and the youth brought before him.
Tell me who you are, for now you are like a son to me.
I come from Egypt, the son of an officer of that land. After my mother died, my father took another wife, who, when she had other children, grew to hate me. Therefore, I fled from her presence, and I am a fugitive.
The chief let them marry and gave them a house, lands, cattle, and all the manner of good gifts. Years passed, and finally the prince told his wife of his fate.
My dear, I fear that I am doomed. It was predicted that I would die by a crocodile, a serpent, or a dog.
Then let someone kill your dog.
No, my dear, for I have brought that dog up since it was a puppy, but I yearn to return to Egypt.
If you must go, then I will go with you.
The young couple set out in one day and came to a town where a great crocodile of the river lived. There was a mighty man who would not let the crocodile escape. The prince became great friends with the crocodile's master. One night, as the prince lay sleeping, his wife filled a bowl of milk and placed it by his side. A serpent came out of the hole and tried to bite the prince, but his wife was ready. She and the servants gave the serpent so much milk that it lay helpless on his back. Then she killed it with her dagger. The next morning, the prince saw what happened.
My dear, as you can see, you have escaped the serpent. Surely you shall escape the others as well.
The prince rejoiced at having lived in spite of threat of the serpent. One day thereafter, he was walking in the fields with his dog, who was chasing wild game. The dog plunged into the river, and the prince followed after him. Suddenly a crocodile appeared, but he recognized the prince and began to take him back to the home of his master.